Good afternoon, everyone. Kindall Tyson here, the owner of Inspired Counseling and Wellness Center, a private therapy and consulting practice that works internationally and domestically here in the U.S. And as you know, this is Q&A with Kindall, and I am responding to the bevy of questions provided to me from the Lady Raiders of the Taft High School track team and softball team. Before last week, I presented to them on the 17th of December. And prior to that, they submitted about 52 questions related to mental health, academic stress, relationships, healthy coping that I promised I would provide responses to. And I'm trying to get to them as frequently as I can. Everybody knows that yesterday was Christmas and I believe the start of Hanukkah. So happy holidays to everyone. And today is the first day of Kwanzaa as well. And before I start responding to the question, I want you to recognize that I'm so grateful for the students offering their questions, their thoughts, things that they were curious about. Yet I want to remind you that me responding to these questions is not a substitute for therapy. If you are looking for some therapeutic support, remember, you don't have to have a problem or be in crisis to start therapy. Maybe you need help with sifting through some things in your life. Maybe you need help with setting better boundaries. Maybe you are living with ADHD like me, and you could, benefit from setting better routines, living a more integrated lifestyle as it relates to your wellness. I can help you with those things, right? Or seek a professional, licensed professional that can support you in those endeavors. So I'll get to the question. I like this one. I like all. Other than positive affirmations, what else do you do to coexist with the things you can't change? As a recovering control freak myself, I think this is something that I struggled with a lot in high school and just in life in general. A recovering perfectionist, somebody that lives with anxiety, which are a lot of the students that I work with, especially our student athletes. Dealing with things that are outside of your control, things that you cannot change, it's going to be a large part of their lives as minors, as adolescents, as dependents to other people. Yet, they do have agency over their responses and how they manage the things that they do not have control over. And so, one of the things that I'll say first is, this is one of my favorite quotes. It's from Socrates. The only thing constant, I know I'm saying it wrong, the only thing constant is change. Things will change, things will shift, things will evolve. You will too, if you make that a concerted effort and part of, your life to grow. So we have to make peace with knowing that there are things outside of our control that we won't be able to change. So then we lean into this concept called acceptance. What is that, Kindall? Acceptance is exactly what it says it is. You accept the fact that some things just the way they are what they are. And you don't have power over them. You don't have power to remove them from your life, change them, yet you are fully responsible with how you respond to those things in your life that you are unable to change. So, one of the key factors is to accept that your power is limited in or relating to whatever that thing is, person is, situation is that you can't change. You are not disempowered. However, you may not have the power to change it. So then we think about, how do you radically accept over and over and over again, if you have to do that multiple times a day, how do you radically accept the thing that you can't change or control, and then identify how to make the most of the situation? Maya Angelou has a quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it loosely. If it's within your control to change, change it. If it's outside of your control to change your perspective about it, right? So we have to shift our thinking about the thing that is outside of our locus of control. But you are fully empowered to respond to it in a healthy way, right? So we're accepting over and over and over again that there's this thing that we can't control. We're being willing instead of willful. Willful is knowing, although I can't control this thing, I'm going to complain about it. I'm going to be frustrated about it. I'm going to prolong my suffering because I'm hyper focused on the aspect that is outside of my control, right? You have these stuck thoughts on the thing that's outside of your power to change. So you have been willful, essentially trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It will never work. You will continue to be frustrated, no matter how hard you try. It's not meant for that situation. So being willing is accepting again, okay, I don't have to like the thing. I don't even have to agree with the thing, but I recognize this is what it is. Sorry, y'all. This is what it is. So if these are the cards that I'm dealing with, how can I utilize them to my benefit? And when I recognize that I'm getting frustrated again, I utilize my mindfulness skills to notice. I notice that I'm frustrated about the situation. I cannot change the situation. However, I am fully responsible for how I respond to this situation. So how do I want to respond in a way that's going to be helpful for me? Period. Shift your thinking about it, shift your perspective, accept what you can and cannot control with the situation, and empower yourself to take action on the things that you can. Maybe that's connecting with someone. Maybe that is creating a plan of how you're going to process and work through the situation that you can't change or control. The key is not to do nothing. The key is don't convince yourself that you're powerless, because you're not. Right? Sometimes we might live in places that we can't control. We might be born into families we can't control. We might have a class that we don't like and we can't, control those things. Yet there's a lot of learning that you can get out of that situation if you, one, learn how to ground yourself when you notice that you're frustrated, practicing acceptance, being mindful of how you're feeling, doing some grounding exercises to help you to feel a bit more present and aware, practicing some breathing so that you're less reactive, more present, and cognitively clear, not reacting out of frustration, writing down the things that you are able to control in that situation, and then recognizing that, you have a lot more power than you give yourself credit for. So coexisting is a really good word. There are going to be lots of things in our lives that are outside of our control, outside of our ability to change, and it's about how we approach them. And recognizing that you don't have to do everything alone. Sometimes we get so stuck in the thought that I can't accept help from anybody that makes me weak. It does not. Accepting support, recognizing that you can benefit from support from trusted people is a sign of strength. We're not meant to go this thing alone, right? There are people out there that want to see you win and that are willing to support you. They may not agree fully, but they're willing to support you, right? So I'm sure there are some other things that you could also do, but those are the ones that I notice most adolescents can benefit from, is practicing acceptance, identifying what is within your locus of control, focusing on those things, and being grateful for the fact that you have things in your life that are helpful for you. You have people that you can lean on for support, and not necessarily leaning into toxic positivity, which is, glossing over the challenge and I just have to be happy about it. You don't. Feel your feelings. Whatever your feelings are, they are all valid. Feel them all. They empower you. They guide you to identify what are the areas in my life that I probably need to pay a little bit more attention to, and affirm yourself as you go through this challenging thing, accepting your inability to control some things, yet fully responsible for how you respond. So we're not looking for the toxic positivity or glossing over of the issue. It is the acknowledgement, the acceptance, and then taking the action. That triple A strategy again. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. Is there anything that you feel like I missed? Would you add anything else? How does this resonate with you? Again, If anyone is in need of therapeutic support, I'm here. You can reach out to us at aspirecounselingwill.com to set up an appointment or call us at 832-345-9175 to speak with me directly. Have a great day and happy holidays. Bye.